July 26, 2022, Daily Bread. Passage Isaiah chapter 27, verse 2 through verse 13. Key verse 2 and 3. Title: A Fruitful Vineyard. In that day, sing about a faithful vineyard. I, the Lord, watch over it. I water it continually. I guard it day and night, so that no one may harm it. I am not angry. If only there were briers and thorns confronting me, I would march against them in battle. I would set them all on fire, or else let them come to me for refuge. Let them make peace with me. Yes, let them make peace with me. In days to come, Jacob will take root. Israel will bud and blossom and fill all the world with fruit. Has the Lord struck her as he struck down those who struck her? Has she been killed as those were killed who killed her? By warfare and exile you contend with her. With his fierce blast he drives her out, as on a day the east wind blows. By this then will Jacob's guilt be atoned for, and this will be the full fruit of the removal of his sin, when he makes all the altar stones to be like limestone, crushed to pieces. No Asherah poles or incense altars will be left standing. The fortified city stands desolate, an abandoned settlement, forsaken like the wilderness. There the calves graze, there they lie down. They strip its branches bare. When its twigs are dry, they are broken off, and women come and make fires with them. For this is a people without understanding, so their Maker has no compassion on them, and their Creator shows them no favor. In that day the Lord will thresh from the flowing Euphrates to the Wadi of Egypt, and you, Israel, will be gathered up one by one. And in that day a great trumpet will sound. Those who were perishing in Assyria and those who were exiled in Egypt will come and worship the Lord on the holy mountain in Jerusalem. Daily Bread Message. When God's people failed to care for his vineyard, Isaiah 5, 1-7, God cared for it himself. The vineyard earlier represented the nation of Israel, Isaiah 5:7, but here more broadly refers to God's people and kingdom. The Lord watches over it, waters it, and guards it. No harm comes to those under God's watchful protection. He is not angry. God even invites the enemies of God's people to make peace with him. God's people will take root, bud, blossom, and eventually fill the world with fruit. Fruit does not come from our effort, but by remaining in Jesus. 7-11 refer to the Lord disciplining his own people for their unfaithfulness. God strikes them, but less severely than when he strikes their enemies. God uses warfare and exile to purify his people from their idolatry. Enemies of God will be killed. Their cities will be desolate. God has no compassion on unrepentant people. The day is coming when God will thresh the nations to gather up his people. A great trumpet will sound. Though his people may feel like they are perishing or even exiles in the world, Christ will return to gather his people who will worship the Lord forever. Praise God. Prayer. Father, thank you for protecting your people and making them fruitful. Purify my heart and help me to be faithful to you as I wait for Jesus to return. One word: God makes us fruitful.